Hi everyone. I know it's not the greatest lighting today, but I wanted to come on and talk about white privilege. And perhaps this is just the research, and some things I want to debunk because I don't think all of these are true, and I've noticed the changes throughout the years from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and so forth. And so I just wanted to come on and talk about it because this needs not to be a thing to be afraid to talk about, or what is a taboo thing to talk about. And one of the things is being able to rent or purchase a house in our neighborhood without facing financial discrimination. I know for me, I didn't face discrimination, but when I first bought my house, when I was 21, it felt like it wasn't discriminating, but I was the only white person in my neighborhood. It felt a little awkward, but as we got to know our neighbors and everything, it was really warm and welcoming. So, but being able to rent or purchase housing in desired neighborhoods without facing discrimination is awesome. I did watch the other day on some kind of news channel that they had, and it was talking about gangs. And if you're not part of that neighborhood, they know who you are. You just can't be a new person coming from somewhere else to be in that neighborhood. If you weren't raised there, or if you don't have family there, you were not even allowed there. So maybe that's a little bit different topic on a side note. But and going shopping alone without being followed or harassed, I feel that that's wrong as well, because a few winters ago, I went shopping at a beauty store, and I had a beanie on, and it was wintertime. I had a beanie on and like a bigger jacket on and everything, and then I was followed by I forget what they call it, but the people that pay attention to thieves. And I couldn't believe it because I guess I could believe it because before I left the house, my loved ones, they're like, you're going to the store like that, to the mall, right? You're going to go look like that. I was like, well, I'm comfy, I'm cozy. Yeah, I'm going to the store like that. And sure enough, I was harassed, but I did have ample money on me. It's just the way I looked. I don't think it was so much about race at that point versus an undesirable non-productive member of society, perhaps I looked like. So just saying, in that instance, it didn't have anything to do with race, but going shopping alone without being followed or harassed is something maybe as being Caucasian we don't recognize as much. Having your natural national heritage or civilization portrayed positively in the media and history books in a positive fashion, I feel that is true from what I remember. I graduated high school in the 90s, so I really do feel that way. However, I know like Martin Luther King, in some situations, I feel like there is some beautiful positive highlights there is. Also, now since we have President Trump as far as being Caucasian, and if all that hits the history books, who's to say really? It could be positive or it could be negative. So I think we might be kind of slanting toward maybe understanding what other race go through. So having curricular materials that represent your race in schools is a really big one. That's for sure. We don't yes, we have Martin Luther King Day, like I say, go back to that, or Juneteenth Day. I get that, but the curricular materials, I do believe that is a problem in our today's society, and I hope that we can rectify this in due time, but it's a slow turning process, that's for sure. But I do know, like, when you go to stores, it's really refreshing nowadays, 2024, that we can see Barbies in different things in Caucasian and different sizes as well. And I believe they have the Barbies called also Naturalistas, and they have all the different textures of hair and the different looks. And so I feel that that's really good. I keep walking back up here because I have my notes behind me. So I keep highlighting, my screen keeps going dim. So anyways, having access to resources, opportunities based on your race, and if seeking those out without being questioned, why are you seeking those out? Do you have ill intent? So having access to certain resources and opportunities, maybe us as Caucasians, we don't realize that it is a privilege, or that we don't realize that there is hardships for other races when it comes to that, especially in our communities that we live in. But I feel like the United States is turning into a multifaceted, multicultural government, and so I feel that you can feel the change. It's slowly coming, but it is changing. So, but I'm just sharing with you what I have researched, right? And being able to criticize the government without being seen like a troublemaker. I personally am politically neutral. However, yes, everybody has problems with the rules and regulations and this and that, and for someone to actually voice it, especially if you're a different race, that you, more so than not, you will seem like you are a troublemaker in some sort. And our history books are filled with people from the past with different race and cultures that spoke up, stood up, and they were also recognized as troublemakers. And think about it, like I remember after like all these shootings that was going on in the world, like especially during the pandemic and all the riots and whatnot, maybe this was a couple years ago, I got pulled over. It was maybe kind of during the pandemic. I can't quite remember, but I got pulled over, and my windows are blacked out, and I did get scared because I don't know if it was maybe not so much my race, but I was scared because I didn't want the officer to think anything, right? So since my windows were they're 1% black, I did roll them all down. I had my hands like on the steering wheel, so it's very visible, and I was just like holding still, and it was so cute because I had our family dog in the back seat, and it was it was too cute. And he even like sat up, and just like a person sat up and looked straight ahead too. So he was even in position, and he didn't growl or nothing at the police officer when he came to the car. But having IRS audits and being singled out because of your race, it does happen, my friends. So being able to buy things, like I was saying, whether it be postcards or pictures or books, and people portray like who we are in there. And so it's just now they're coming out slowly with the different, like I was saying, different toys that to represent society, nowadays society. And it is definitely it feels good to be acknowledged. It feels good that the change is coming. It feels good that we I don't know, that we're all human beings. It feels good that we're given respect. I'm not saying it's 100%, it's not, you get what I mean? But you can feel the change and see the change, and we have a long ways to go on this, but I just wanted to come on and talk to you about that today. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. Yeah, I just wanted to bring this to you today. All right, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video.